Welcome to Learnship, Innovate. In this video, we will show you our latest product, Sprint Business Languages, and how it can help you and your talents to scale up their language proficiency and help them overcome obstacles, contributing to your business success.
According to Forbes, companies that offer comprehensive training programs enjoy a 24% higher profit margin and 218% higher income per employee than companies without formalized training.
So we could say employee development boosts profitability?
Right, absolutely. That's why at Learnship we're working to develop as many language training programs as possible in a fully blended format. So with this September 2022 release, we will have fully blended English, German, French, and Spanish.
Let's talk about some of the challenges that we are addressing with this product. I think number one, helping individuals to thrive. Number two, improving team collaboration across language and culture. And number three, achieve faster business impact.
Yes, absolutely. And now that it pops into my mind, why don't we call in our colleague Rob from Learning Sciences so that he can talk to us a little bit more in detail about some of these challenges.
Cool, let's do that.
There are three key objectives that we have with the new product range. We need to address the individual level, that's the learner. We need to make sure that that person is engaged throughout and keep coming back and developing their competence, whether they work in logistics, whether they're a software developer, whether they work in the legal department. So that's the individual level. And you can imagine that, if you will, at the bottom of the pyramid. Absolutely fundamental, absolutely critical. The next layer on top of that is that of the group. So in modern business, we see teams increasingly more integrated, working independent of geography, and these individuals have to constitute effective, happy teams. Teams are happy if communication is good. And at the top of the pyramid, because we are a B2B provider, the training needs to make strategic sense, and that is to address the C level. Can we show business impact? If you get this right, at the individual level, at the team level, and at the C level, you will have success. Let's look, perhaps in a few more granular details, how this can be achieved. At the individual level, the content has to be relevant. And what does that mean? It has to both support the learning of vocabulary, grammar, functional language, and so on. It has to support opportunities to speak, to write, to listen, and to read. And it has to cover interesting developments from different fields and different job types. So that is a pull factor, bringing people into the content, making them want to come back and learn more. If the navigation is good, if the UX is good, and so on, it's a happy experience. That gets the individual engaged. So that's the relevance of the content. At the next level, we spoke about integrated teams. Learnship offers training that supports remote teams. And that means sharing files, for example, holding video conferences, presenting in computer-mediated communication. All of these skills are relatively new for humankind and increasingly important. As we saw during the pandemic, people often moved to home offices, or they're now in a hybrid model of work, and that probably won't be completely reversed again. It seems like we've gone through a change that's going to be anchored in society. These teams still need to communicate, and those companies will come under stress, geopolitical tensions, drought, and many challenges coming to face companies and people in the future. Those teams need to be strong, need to be robust, they need to be able to communicate. And the final layer, the C level, we need to be able to indicate business impact. And there's a couple of pieces to this. The first of it is we need to be able to explicitly explain what people are learning, and we need to be able to say if they've learned it or not. Because when somebody trusts you and they make an investment with you, you need to show what they get for it. We do that through a taxonomy of communicative outcomes. That means, in this particular lesson, somebody may have learned to refuse an offer politely, or they may have learned to make a counteroffer. And through a taxonomy of increasingly complex communicative outcomes, we can show a benchmark level of competence across the whole organization. Multinationals are getting bigger and bigger. Mergers and acquisitions activity means things have to be communicated across different continents, across different time zones, and it's challenging. We need to be able to show what people have learned, and we need to make sure that the lessons are targeted. For the C-level, that's pretty important. Another side of it is it should happen relatively quickly. People don't have the benefit of time that they used to have. There are two innovations I'd like to speak about in this regard. The first is the blended flipped classroom approach. In this model, the more theoretical aspect, that which can be learnt on your own, is learnt individually. That means that people in the quiet of their own home or in transit when they're commuting, people can practice the vocabulary and grammar and functional language so that by the time they get to the session with the live trainer, that time is absolutely efficient. It's used to speak, to communicate freely, and to get personalized feedback. So the blended flipped classroom model is efficient, and it means we get to these results faster. We have a clear taxonomy of outcomes, and we use the blended model for efficiency. These elements all come together in the new sprint range. So I hope that answers your question, and I hope you can see how we'll be effective going forward. Thank you.
It's always great to hear Rob talking about the way that we're responding to the challenges that our learners and our customers face, isn't it?
Yeah, I love how he broke down the challenges for our learners, teams, and the decision makers.
Absolutely. Well, thanks to Rob for joining us today, and thanks to you all as well for joining us. We'll see you in the next edition of Learnship Innovate.